Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Friday. It's Friday. I like Fridays. I like every day. But Fridays are cool. I have a kind of set day every Friday where, it's just a set day. A lot of my regular clients that I see on a weekly basis, they come in on Fridays. You know, so I kind of giggle with that. So I'm like, Friday, Friday. So here's your smudging. Everybody always needs a good smudging. Okay. And we're going to be using my boyfriend card. I'm going to be using the angels and ancestors. So before I shuffle them up, I'm going to smudge them. I saw this morning that President Trump and his wife have tested positive for COVID, so send healing that way. Everybody send healing to the White House. It's always kind. It's always nice to be nice to other people and be kind, and regardless of whatever personal or political or social beliefs, that we always send healing out to folks to share that. I mean, what's the golden rule? And that golden rule is, when you think about it, is from one culture, one religion. It really much follows all religions. Hello. And that is to be kind and loving to other people, and in essence, but do unto others as you want others to do unto you. And so if you were sick, you would want somebody sending you some love. So send love to those that are ill. But anyway, without further ado, good morning, Angela. How are you? All right, so we're using the angels and the ancestors. There's number one. I'm just letting them come. Okay, all right. I'll be back down here. They all come flying out. Okay. Oh, I'm doing pretty well. It's been a kind of crazy week, but it's getting better. I actually am going to officiate at a wedding tomorrow, so I'm really excited about that. I like doing stuff like that. All right, so let's take a look at what the wind is blowing in. Those of us that live in Oklahoma, we experience lots of wind. All right, so this is where we're starting in with, and we're looking at the arrow card. And when you think about the arrow, it can be an offense card and it can be a defense card. So it can kind of flow either way. And what I'm getting in here is about putting on your armor. And what I'm seeing is like somebody putting on their armor, getting their shield, ensuring that I guess, the quiver has the arrow. So this is a real intense protective energy, and it's about applying that. We can sit and say to ourselves, oh, I'm covered in protective energy, or I've got my white bubble around me. But what we're looking at is doing the actual application and the action of that, putting that in together, that you are in that protective energy, that you are covered, that you have your armor on, metaphorically or maybe even physically speaking, that you are covered in that protective energy. And I'm not going to use the term to stand down, nor am I going to say stand up. I'm going to say the message is to be vigilant, body, mind, and spirit, to be vigilant. We've got some real negative vibration that's trying to break through. And then we have a real strong, high, positive vibration that's already rocking and rolling. And so we want to be embracing that really strong, high vibration and rocking and rolling with that. That's where you want to put your focus to. So I'm going to say, so if the minutia starts coming through, it's a good idea to cut it off and walk away. Don't get involved in other people's minutia. Keep yourself very, very protected and very, very guarded. All right, so let's look at what's our first obstacle. Our first obstacle here, and I'm giggling because it's the shaman card, and it's talking about, and that shaman is trusting higher power, and I'm like the message. I'll just tell you the message right now is you cannot sit back and just say, and I'm going to use this metaphoric term, you just cannot sit back and go, I'm just going to place it all in God's hands and allow God to take care of it. That's not what this is about. This is about you. This is about you being on the front line, you being more proactive in what's going on around you and how you can better manage that and keep that in a sense of, and I'm going to use this word, control. This is about you gaining perspective, gaining insight, gaining control, and placing yourself in a point of empowerment and being able to determine what your next step is. This trusting in higher powers, yes, but this is about trusting in your higher power. All right, and how do we know that this is, well, if that was the obstacle, then this is what our help, our assistance, our support is. And this is about honoring your inner knowing. So I want you to kind of look at it like this. Just to kind of, all right, so you see what we're looking at. This is the medicine mother, honoring your inner knowing. You've been working on you for the past several months or several years. And in that, you've kind of placed some of that trust and judgment in things that are outside of you, and downplaying what you as your own personal healer knows about you or the direction that you're following. And this weekend, this energy that's coming in, it's about putting on your armor, getting ready to go. Be ready, be vigilant, put yourself in a protective mode, and honor your truth, honor your inner knowing, honor your instinct. So if you have been feeling something in particular, positive or negative, about a person, a situation, and you are acting on that, you are acting by your inner knowing and exactly what is important for you to be in a state of balance, wellness, and success. So sometimes our choices are very, very hard to make, and they're not easy to follow through with, and we have to make those choices in order for our own well-being. And that's what a little bit of this is coming in, because not all of these choices are easy, and we've been putting things on a back burner and not dealing with them. And this is the weekend to deal with them, but to deal with it in a positive, happy vibration. You know what that vibration looks like and feels like. Get into that vibe. Let's look at the next card. All right, so we were talking about Mother Medicine and honoring our inner knowing. And when we start to apply placing ourselves into a place of protection, Guidance is coming from within. We're trusting our instinct. I love that thought. Trusting our instinct. When we start to apply our inner knowledge, our perception actually changes. We gain what I'm going to call discernment. And discernment is that ability to look into something really in a deeper sense to see the true meaning or the true vibe behind that. So it's like kind of like in my line of work, I work with people that feel like they're out of balance or they want to work on their balance or their wellness or their mindfulness, and they're working through particular issues, and sometimes they'll look at these issues as being a detriment, but when they start to see it from a different perspective, they actually have greater discernment on why something occurred or why does that person behave in a particular manner. And that's what this is alluding to here with this change in perception and shifting our perception, is that we see a greater meaning into things. It's kind of like looking at a serial killer and having to really look inside their thought processes in order to understand the thrill of the behavior that they were choosing or any negative behavior. And we could talk about gambling. It could be any kind of addiction or negative behavior. And we're like, why the heck did they do that? We have that discernment. And that's what this Air Guardian is talking about. It's talking about using your discernment, utilizing your inner knowledge and that great instinct that you've been working on, and really understanding the process of why people do things or why events happen. And that's what this energy is that we're going to be taking some introspection and placing it into the world to determine what our true belief or true process is about whatever's happening. This can be your personal life. This can be like I said, something in your personal life. And this can be something that's also like in your work life as well, or the life around us. It's just, I'm going to say it's just life in general. Now, I'm kind of laughing here because this is all about being very, very guarded in the beginning. And then we look at this and it says like drop your shields, and the protection guardian is like, here, let me take over. And it's not really about dropping a shield. It's about dropping our biases. So when you start looking at various situations, people, relationships, etc., you really have to go in with a totally unbiased approach. And that means dropping any predetermined concepts or beliefs. Often we can look at this as and I'm going to put it like this. We can say that we have had past experiences with people, or past experiences with people like that. Past experiences at all Italian restaurants give me a stomach ache. Anything along that effect. We have this predetermined bias about how something is going to happen. And here it's saying drop the bias and expect the unexpected. Drop the bias and expect the unexpected. Let's take a look at that card again. And say it with me. Let's bring it up. So when we're looking at this, drop the bias and expect the unexpected. And I believe that's the last one. So the message for the weekend is to place in yourself into your protective space or your protective thought process And it's more about being a prophylactic as opposed to being in a sense of being attacked. Stop depending on things on the outside to take care of what's going on around you. Use your inner instinct. Let it shine through. Be a positive, high vibe and expect the unexpected. Pretty ding dang cool for the weekend. So peace, love, and harmony, and I hope to see you very soon.